Hi all, welcome to Greenboard. So today we are discussing chapter 1 sets of NCERT plus 1 max. Okay, we have already discussed exercise 1.1 and today in this video we are going to discuss exercise 1.2. So before going to exercise questions, there are some words which we have to know. Okay, so here are some pictures. Okay, so in the left hand side pictures we can see some empty objects, isn't it? An empty basket, an empty glass, as well as an empty purse. Okay, since there does not exist at least one object, okay, like a single piece of leaf or a small drop of water or a small piece of paper, since there does not exist at least a small object or a tiny object, it is an empty set. Okay, but in the left hand side, sorry, in the right hand side, you can see an empty flower vase, an empty glass, as well as an empty glass, yeah, two empty glasses and an empty flower vase. Okay, the black pot is a flower vase, but is there exist an empty, but what I told is it is empty, but is it correct? That means it does not have any flowers, but there exists a stem. Okay, a stem with green leaves, so it does not represent an empty flower vase. What I told is wrong. Okay, in the concept of mathematics, what I said is wrong. Okay, here since it have at least an object, okay, whether we want it or not, or whether we prefer it or not, does not is the case. Since it does not have a flower, okay, it does not becomes an empty flower vase. Since it has a stem, it is not empty, it is a non-empty flower vase. Okay, similarly the glass, the above glass does not contains any water or any drink, but it is not an empty set in the case, or an empty glass in the case of mathematics. In mathematical sense, the both glasses are non-empty. Okay, since the first glass have 4 ants. Okay, whether we want ant or not, whether it is useful for us or not, is not in the case of mathematics. Since it have some ants, it is not an empty set. Similarly, the third picture, which represents a glass with LEDs. Okay, it is for decorative purposes, and normally we use glass for drinking, isn't it? But in the case of our usefulness, okay, it is an empty glass, but since it contains an object, it is a non-empty object. So the thing which is contained in the set may be useful or maybe does not valued for us, but if there exists an object, it is a non-empty set. If there does not exist any object only, it will become an empty set. Okay, so let's move on. An empty set is represented as 5, okay, or a null bracket. 5 is the symbol, this one. Okay, capital 5 we use, it is read at phi is the letters, and we read it as 5. Okay, this is a Greek alphabet letters. Okay, by the end of plus 2, within physics, chemistry and maths, we will be familiar by all these letters. Okay, mainly we use the small letters of these Greek alphabets, but some of the capital letters are also used by us. Okay, by the end of plus 2, you will be familiar by all these letters. Okay, in physics, chemistry as well as maths, all these letters will come. Okay, now you may be familiar with this theta as well as this small letter pi, and I think this lambda and ohm, I think ohm. Okay, omega is also familiar for us. Theta comes in mathematics, isn't it? So theta comes in mathematics as well as physics, you may have seen, as well as lambda in physics. Then pi is in mathematics, isn't it? Pi r square, 2 pi r perimeter of circle and area of circle, as well as ohm. You may call it as ohm. Actually it is read as omega. Okay, it will you may be seeing it in physics. Okay, for resistance, ampere, for such things. Okay, so here in this section we are dealing with 5. We use the capital letter 5, write a 0 and divide it by a long line. Okay, strike through it vertically. Okay, then it becomes 5. Okay, so by to represent a null set, we can write at the two curly brackets and empty curly brackets, otherwise the letter 5, but don't write both together. Okay, don't write a 5 inside a curly bracket, then it represents the Greek alphabet phi, and then it does not becomes an empty set. Okay, also some that is one mistake students are always doing. And the other mistake is they will write set 0. Okay, if there does not contains any element, they may write set 0. Otherwise, if the 0 is the solution of any set, they will write it is an empty set. They write the set 0 and write it is an empty set. But since the set contains at least one object, normally mistake come for 0 only. Since -1, -2 as well as 1, 2 etc. are considered as numbers by us, and 0 is not valid for us since when it does not have any letter in front of it, any number in front of it. For commonly we don't have any value for that 0, but in the sense of set, okay, in sense theory it has a lot value. That's why I represented this picture. If at least any object, maybe it is a 0 exists, it becomes a non-empty set. If nothing exists only, it will become an empty set. Okay, it is a common mistake done by students, so please don't repeat it. Okay, so an empty set is also called as null set as well as void set. The term void set is not commonly used, but empty set and null set are like toggles. Okay, we use these words most commonly. Both are used by us. Okay, so we have to become familiar with the word null as well as empty. Both have same meanings in English as well, isn't it? So empty set as well as null set, both are used by us and both come as questions also. Okay, here you can see null set, and sometimes in the next question there will come empty set. Okay, so here what are which of the following are examples of null set? There are four questions given here. We have to find whether they represent a null set or not. Okay, so the first question is set of all odd natural numbers divisible by 2. So odd numbers are, what are they? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. Also -1, -3, -5, -7 and -9 etc. also represents odd numbers, but here it is specified that our number should be odd as well as natural, so we don't have to consider the negative case. Okay, we have to consider only the positive case, and so our set will contain, normally what will contain in our set when we see odd natural numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. But here it is also specified that it should be divisible by 2. We already know that any odd number is not divisible by 2. If a number is divisible by 2, it will become an even number. So the first question does not have any answer, isn't it? So it is a null set. And the second one is set of all even prime numbers. Okay, normally when this question arise, people will write it is an empty set, but there exists a one element, okay, which is it 2. 2 is the smallest prime number, and it is also even also, isn't it? So 2 comes as the answer of second question. So the second one is not an empty set, it is a non-empty set because set 2 is the answer. And the third and fourth questions are represented in set builder form, isn't it? The first two questions are just sentences, but the third and fourth one are represented as set builder form. First we have to find whether there exists any roster elements. Okay, any elements in roster form. Okay, if there exists any element, it will become a non-empty set, otherwise it will become an empty set, otherwise null set. Okay, so set of all x such that x should be a natural number, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Then at the same time x should be less than 5 as well as greater than 7. So it's better to look at a number line. Okay, so here is a number line, and since x have to be less than 5, it should come here. Okay, it should move on to this side, left hand side. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 etc. will come. So it is a natural number. I think natural number is also specified. Okay, natural number. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will come, and at the same time it should be greater than 7 also. So what all numbers will come? 8, 9, 10 etc. But there does not exist a common region for 5 and 7. So there does not have, this set does not have any answer, and it represents a non-empty set. Sorry, empty set. It is a null set. In other words, it is a void set. And the next one is set of all y such that y is a point common to any two parallel lines. Okay, so I have represented a pair of parallel lines here. These two lines are parallel. What does the term parallel means? At any point when we measure the distance between these two lines, they will be equal. Okay, if at this point I got the distance between these two parallel lines as 4 centimeter, then if we measure it here or anywhere, it will be 4 centimeter or 4 units. Okay, so it does not intersect. What is the another property of parallel lines? It does not intersect. That's why we call it parallel lines. If they intersect, then it does not become parallel. So it is given in the question that they are parallel lines, so it can't intersect, and there does not exist a point for them. Okay, common point for them. So that set also becomes a null set. So here the second question represents a non-empty set, and the other three, 1, 3 and 4 represents empty sets. Okay, and our next question is before moving on to next question, we have to understand two terms. They are finite set as well as infinite set. Okay, so what is finite set? This picture, the center image will be most familiar to us. It represents the gallery of a phone. Okay, in our phone also there will be gallery, and we can see that at the bottom, okay, bottom of that page there will be written how many photos and how many videos are there. If we select any album from our gallery, there will be also written how many photos and how many videos, albums, screenshots, etc. are there, isn't it? So it has a specified number. Okay, they are organized in such a way that we can know how much number of things it contains. Okay, so it represents a finite set. It has a order as well as it is organized in such a way that we can definitely tell that it does not exceed this number, or it has exactly how much in number. Okay, how many are they? Okay, we can tell it specifically, and it does not go beyond or that. Okay, and in the first picture represents the set of all fishes in an aquarium. Okay, only if it is in the case of aquarium it will become a finite set. If we take set of all fishes in ocean, it will become an infinite set. Okay, here I represented set of all fishes in an aquarium. Okay, that's why I included this picture in the page of finite set. Okay, in a aquarium, whether it may be big or small, we can count how many fishes are there, because comparing to an ocean, the size of an aquarium will be small, and definitely we can count the number how many fishes are there. So it represents a finite set. Also, this is a bookshelf. Okay, this bookshelf contain many books. Okay, in our home too there may be some bookshelves and many books here and there in our rooms. Okay, in everybody's room. Okay, when we count every of that books, how many books are there, maybe the number will be a little bit high, but still we can count how many books are there, isn't it? Then it becomes a finite set. Then this represents the garden of a house. Okay, number of plant varieties in our home. Okay, in our courtyard or in our compound. Okay, then maybe people having large compound will have large number of plant varieties, and people living in flat or having a small area for their home will have small number of plant varieties, but still there exists a number, isn't it? We are not considering the number of plants on earth. Okay, we are only considering the number of plant varieties in our house. Okay, so it is definitely a non-empty set, and it is also a finite set, isn't it? Comparing to the depending upon the area, the size of the set may become large or small, but definitely we can count it. Okay, so it is a finite set. Okay, and the next one is infinite set, and we in the case of infinite set, what we can tell simply is that we know that there exist things, but we can't count. Okay, we can't tell how many are there. Okay, there exist things, that is sure, that's why it becomes a non-empty set, but still we can't tell how many are there. It is more than we can count. Okay, it is not countable. That's the actual answer. Okay, to understand it more clearly, let us look at the first note, not the first one, the one two, the second one is more logical, I think, to understand first. Okay, so it represents the number of glass drops in a after a rain. Okay, there was a window in our home and the rain falls. After rainfall, when we looked at our window, there are many raindrops in the window. Okay, we are going to count it. Okay, when we count it, or the number of raindrops in a rain, that is also good. Okay, we know that if a rain falls, there will definitely be raindrops, otherwise the it is not a rain, isn't it? If there falls raindrops, it becomes a rain, otherwise it may be a summer or winter. Okay, so if there is a rain, there will be raindrops and we are going to count it. Okay, we can't count how many number of raindrops are there. If in this glass also, we can't count how many number of raindrops are there, because when we are counting this drop, look at this drop, it is falling, isn't it? When it falls down, it will combine every raindrop on this way into that big and make it a big raindrop. Okay, so when we count it, the number may be increase as well as it also can decrease. By decrease, how it will decrease? It will combine raindrops all along its way. And how the number increases? By humidity. The raindrop will split into small particles in the process of evaporation. Okay, then the raindrop will become, the number of drops will increase. Okay, also we can't count all the raindrops, there will be minute raindrops as well, isn't it? So we know that there exist raindrops, but we can't count it, then it represents an infinite set. Also this one, okay, the number of stars in the sky. Okay, we there is also an idiom in Malayalam. Okay, when we are more tensed, we will tell that counting the stars, it looks like counting the stars. Okay, so we what does it represents? We can't count. Okay, we maybe we will have a large number of problems, or maybe it represents it is impossible. Okay, we are thinking about impossible things. Okay, that is represented by that idiom. So here, okay, the number of stars in the sky is not countable. Okay, because when we look at the sky, there will be small stars as well as large stars. It depends upon its twinkling. Okay, when some stars, depending upon the cloud there, we can see the stars sometimes more clearly and sometimes it will be a vague, isn't it? But there exist stars and we can't count it, so it becomes an infinite set. As well as the number of sand particles on a coast, okay, or in a sea beach, we can't count how many sand particles are there. But does it mean that there does not exist a sand particle in the beach? No, if it is a beach, a sand is an inevitable element of a beach, isn't it? So number of sand particles as well as number of all the footprints in a coast. Okay, is it countable? No, it is not countable. When we started to count, another tide will come and wash it off, and then for the next time, maybe at the place of one footprint there may arise 3 or 4 footprint, but when we try to count, then comes the another tide. Okay, so we can't count the number of footprints on a shore, as well as the number of tides coming, as well as number of sand particles. But all these elements exist, isn't it? So since it is existing set, it is a non-empty set, but it is infinite, it can't be countable. Similarly, in the first picture you can see at the sky there are many clouds. Is it possible to count all these clouds? No, isn't it? So the set of all clouds, number of clouds in the sky is not countable, but it exists, so it is an infinite set. And in the land it is also sand, I think, but sand particles are uncountable and it is infinite set, we already told it. Okay, so what we have seen till is the logical view or the real life view of finite as well as infinite set. In the case of mathematics or in the point of set theory, we will see the numbers as well as some algebra. Okay, so we have to check whether these sets are finite or infinite. For finite set I have written F, and for infinite set I have written IF. Okay, so the set of all months in an year, we know that there are exactly 12 months in an year, so it is a finite set. And the next question is set 1, 2, 3 and so on. Here they are written as so on, isn't it? So it does not become finite, because when we write up to crore, there exists another crore, isn't it? So it becomes uncountable for us, and it is a infinite set. And the next one is set of all 1 2 3 and so on, but specified it should be up to 100. Okay, so it is a finite set because it has both the upper limit and lower limit. It is specified that where we have to start as well as where we have to end, so it is a finite set. And the set of all positive integers greater than 100, it is an infinite set because after 100 there are so many numbers, isn't it? If they have said set of all positive numbers before 100, we can tell because it will start from 1 and will end with 99, isn't it? So it is an infinite set. And the set of all prime numbers less than 99, less than 99 means it has a limit, isn't it? And the prime numbers we can write. Okay, so it is a finite set. And the set of all lines which are parallel to x-axis, we can draw how many lines as we wish parallel to x-axis because it is a plane and there are plenty of space to draw, so we can draw as much as lines we wish that are parallel to x-axis, so it represents an infinite set. And the set of all letters in English alphabet, it is clear that there exist 26 letters in English alphabet starting from A and end with Z. Okay, so it is a definitely it is a finite set. And moving on to the next question, the set of all numbers which are a multiple of 5. Okay, what are they? 5 10 15 20 etc. And 1 lakh is a multiple of 5, 10 lakh is a multiple of 5, 10 crore is a multiple of 5, and so on. And now you may have understood that it is an infinite set. And set of all animals living on earth, it is definitely an infinite set, isn't it? The law of nature nature is that there exists both birth and death. When we started counting from one end, there will happen birth at the other end as well as death at the previous end. So we can't count how depending upon humans also, or there will we can tell only an average number. Today an average number of living people is this much because it may vary to up to 10. Okay, maybe 10 babies will be born today as well as 10 humans may be died today, so it is also an average number. Then considering this whole world from the minute microbes to the blue whale, okay, the largest blue whale, we can't count every elements living on earth, so it definitely includes in the category of infinite set. And for the next one, the set of all circles passing through the origin 0 0, definitely it is an infinite set. It is similar to the case of x-axis. Okay, the first question. Okay, since the circle origin is represented as 0 0, so it represents a plane, and through one point we can draw as much as circles we wish to draw. Okay, so it is an infinite set. And here are some questions we have to write. They are all are represented in set builder form, and we have to write it in rosters form. Okay, some represents infinite set and other represents finite set. Okay, so the first question is A equal to set of all x such that x is an odd natural number. Okay, when we have seen natural number, we can write 1 2 3 4 etc., but it is specified that odd, it should be odd. Then what will come? 1 3 5 7 and so on. So write some and specify balance by dots. Okay, then the second question we are skipping for some time, we will look at it at last. Okay, then the third one, set of all x such that x should be an integer which whose square is less than or equal to 4. Okay, what we are writing should be an integer, so we can write 1 2 3 4 as well as -1 -2 -3 etc., as well as 0 we can write, but it should also satisfy that the square of the number which we are writing should be either less or equal to 4. Okay, so when we write 1 square is 1, so 1 and -1 square is also 1, isn't it? So 1 and -1 come to that category. When we consider 5 square is 25, so we can't write 5 as well as -5. By checking we will understand that -2 square is 4 as well as 2 square is 4, so the set will be -2 to 2. Okay, and the next question is set of all x such that x is a word letter in the word loyal. Okay, we have seen the words trigonometry better as well as mathematics in the previous video, and I have explained it more logically in that video. So I think it is completely clear for you guys. So the answer will be low, yeah, that much. Okay, because we know that in a set there exists no order as well as repetition. The L already have come first. Okay, so we don't have to write it one more time. So LOYA. Okay, and the next one is set of all months in an year not having 31 days. Okay, what are the months in an year not having 31 days? When we look at the calendar, we can simply understand and write those which does not have 31 days. Okay, and the next one is set of all x such that x should be a consonant. Okay, so what does a consonant means? A consonant is a letter which is not a vowel. And what is a vowel? Vowel includes a, e, I, O and U. So we can write all the English alphabet except A, E, I, O, U. But specified one more condition there. What is that? It should precede K. So the letter should come before K. So what all come? We have to write all the numbers, letters before K, but except A, E, I, O and U. Okay. Then the set will be this one. And so in this one, one question I have skipped. Okay, the second one, what is that? The number should be an integer, and integer, I think, yes, integer, and it should be between -1/2 and 9/2. This is also we have seen in the last slide. Okay, last video. Okay, so -1/2 is -0.5 and 9/2 is 4.5. We have to write only the integers coming between -0.5 and 4.5. So the set becomes 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, we don't have to write real numbers. If we have to write real numbers, we have to write 1.5, 3.2, 2.9, etc. and so on. But here they asked us only to write the integers, and the set becomes 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, then it is finite set. When they have asked us to write the set of all in real numbers, it will become an infinite set. Okay, we can't write every decimals. Okay, so here except the first one, everything represents the finite set, and the first one is infinite set. Okay, now we are going to understand another type of set, and it is equal set. Okay, equal set means except in the case of first let us look at the real life examples. Okay, this represents a stack of 1 rupee coin. Even 1 rupee coin is available in two sizes, but here I have only considered the type of coin represented in this picture. Okay, the stack looks like equal, isn't it? Because it contains only the coin of this size. Okay, so it represents a stack of 1 rupee coin. So it represents an equal set because every element of that set, when we write each coin as different set, all the set have objects which have same properties. Okay, then all those sets will become equal set. And the next one represents this one will be more good. We have gone to many bookshops, isn't it? To buy books, we have gone to many shops, and we can see many stack of books and pens there, and all those stacks represent equal books. Okay, these when we consider each book of this row as separate set, all these sets are equal. Okay, in the sense of mathematics, a color has no relevance. Okay, since we are dealing with measures, we don't have to consider the colors. Okay, so the orange shade, green shade, as well as the black, okay, black color, both are equal sets. Okay, this set and this set both have equal books, only the color varies, then those sets are equal sets. Okay, we don't have to look at the color in mathematical sense, otherwise it is not equal, isn't it? Yeah, then also it is equal, but exception is only the color. But here in maths we don't have to consider color, so they are equal sets. And we can also see many pen holders there, considering containing many types of pens. Okay, this pen holder contain a type of pen, and in many number. Okay, so if we consider all those pens in different sets, all those are equal set, and this contain many equal sets. This red pen contain many equal sets, and so on. Okay, and comes the first one. Okay, red, yellow and blue Fascino. Okay, Yamaha Fascino. Okay, but both are different only by color. Okay, if both are different only by color, they are equal. Okay, otherwise they are not equal. The model should be same, the parts, the accessories should be same, and everything should be same except the color. Okay, then it becomes an equal set. Okay, otherwise they don't represent equal set. And we can also shuffle their order. Okay, we can place the red in middle as well as blue at first, and there is no problem with those things. Okay, because in set we know that there does not exist any order. Okay, so if we shuffle this picture, no problem. And similarly in the case of globe, there exists 5 gold fishes in that globe. When we take 2 pictures of that globe, maybe the position of the fish have changed, but in mathematical sense we know that does not exist any order, isn't it? So both represents the pictures of same globe, and those will become equal. Okay, so this is equal. And let's go on to the questions. There are 3 sets of questions, and the answers I have separated by a little gap between them. Okay, uh, in first one we have to look whether the set A and B are equal. The set A has A, B, C, D, and B also has A, B, C, D, but written in different order. Since a set does not have any order, we can definitely tell that the set 1 represents an equal set, and there A equal to B. And the next one, A is 4, 8, 12, 16, but B is 8, 4, 16 and 18. 18 is missing in set A, and 12 is missing in set B. Okay, so it is not a equal set. Okay, and the next one, A is set of all 2 for 6, 8, and B is set of all x such that x should be a positive even integer less than or equal to 10. So the roster form of A and same, the answer is same, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then it is represented as roster form in set A and set builder form in set B. So A equal to B. Okay, and in the next one, set A equal to set of all x such that x should be a multiple of 10. Then what all come? A equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and so on. And what comes in B? B comes 10 and 15 came. So it is not a multiple of 10. Instead it is a multiple of 5. Okay, that's why 10, 15, 20, 25 etc. come. So the first one represents multiple of 10 and the next one represents multiple of 5. So they are not equal, and hence A not equal to B. And in the next one we have to check are they are equal. I am skipping the first question for some time. We will discuss it later. Moving on to the next one, we can see A equal to set follow, letters of the word follow, and B letters of the word wolf. We have seen trigonometry, better mathematics, and this video we have seen what loyal. Okay, so we are familiar with it, and when we write we will understand it will have wolf. Okay, WOLF is in same A and B, but in A every letter come 2 times except F, and in B every letter come 1 time. Only that is the a difference. But we know that in a set no order as well as no repetition, so both are equal. Okay, and come the next one. Okay, there are given many sets and we have to specify the equal ones. Okay, so the first one is 2, 4, 8 and 12. We have to look whether any other set contain 2, 4, 8 and 12. Most similar one is this, but it does not contain 2. Also there exists 14, but 14 is missing in A, so they are not equal, and any other set is not equal with it. It is clear from just by a look, isn't it? And the second one is B, set 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at D we will understand it is also 1, 2, 3, 4, but written in a shuffled order. Since we don't have order, we can write B equal to D, and minus 1 and 1. Here is 1 minus 1, so E and G are equal. And 0A, F is 0A, there exists 0, 1, but we don't have any adjustments in set. So 0a is not equal to 0 1, so we can't write f and g h as equal sets. Okay, so there exist only two equal sets, b equal to d as well as c equal to g. Okay, so let's move on to the skipped question. Okay, a equal to set 2 3, and we have to find the solution of x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay, so x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. We know that a quadratic form of equation is ax square plus bx plus c. Here a nothing is written at the left of 1. It means there exists only one x square. So here a equal to 1, and at the straight ahead of b it is written 5, so we can understand that b equal to 5, as well as the constant term is 6, so c equal to 6. This equation you guys will be familiar, you have done many questions in 10th standard, isn't it? So minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac whole divided by 2a, just substitute, then you will get two answers, minus 2 and minus 3. Okay, but our set a is 2 and 3, the next one is minus 2 and minus 3, so they are not equal. Okay, a not equal to b. You can do this with for CBSE and ICSE students, you know, another methods also. For ICSE there are chapter 4 expansions and chapter 5 factorization in 9th standard, isn't it? So you guys will be familiar with grouping method, splitting the middle term method, etc. So you can use they here. And in CBSE also there is a chapter factorization. I am not remembering the chapter number. Then you are familiar with splitting the middle term method and grouping method also. Okay, taking out the common factors, that method also exists there. Then you can do with those also. But since the state students are not familiar with those methods, they know it only a bit, since it is not included in the syllabus. So I decided to work out this method because it will be familiar for everybody. Okay, minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac whole divided by 2a. Okay, you can use any method, but you will get the answers same. Okay, minus 2 as well as minus 3. So that exercise is over. Thank you for watching Green Bot. See you again.